is this?
That's the Lost Souls room. A room for ghosts that have been exorcised. Or devils. It's death for the dead. It's all in the handbook. Keep moving.
This is Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash, the honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing his word with truth, sincerity, with charity. All right. So I just want to go into a quick lesson about, those that have pretty much fallen out of the truth. All right. They that have wandered out of the way of understanding. Okay. And they're pretty much, and that's why I played that scene. By the way, fair use. I'm not profiting from this footage. I'm using it under the Fair Use Act. All right. But yeah, he said that's the Lost Souls room. All right. It's death for the dead. Okay. And as the scripture says, matter of fact, let me get it. This is Jude 12. These are spots in our feasts of charity when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds they are without water, carried about with winds. Trees whose fruit withereth, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots, right? So these guys are twice dead, because when we didn't have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, we were pretty much dead. All right. This truth is what brought us life. This is that breath of life. But all right, if you lose that understanding, you're pretty much in the congregation of the dead. And we're seeing a lot of men who have gone in that way. All right. They're not what he said. It says enduring sound doctrine. Okay. You got guys that are making up names for the Most High and His Son. There's all kind of weird doctrines that are going on, man. All right. But the scripture says, many shall depart from the faith, man. All right. That's how we know that we're in the last days. The scripture says in the last days, there shall be scoffers, man. All right. Walking after their own lusts. All right. Guys that are not, they're not attaining to sound doctrine, and they're twice dead, This is Psalms 13:3. Consider and hear me, O Yahweh, my power. Lighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death, right? And as the scripture says, if your eyes be single, then your whole body shall be full of light. Why? Because your eyes are single and they're basically fixated on this truth, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right. The scripture says, without eyes, thou shalt want light. That's why the scripture says, he that have ears to hear, eyes to see. All right. If you don't have ears to hear, eyes to see this truth, you're pretty much in the congregation of the dead. And that's what many of these men are finding themselves, man. It's why scripture says, let us not sleep as do others, man. These men have fallen back to sleep, man. All right. And they're in the lost souls room. There's death for the dead. They died twice. But it brings me to the parable of let me see. Right. Because the scripture says, matter of fact, let me Hold on. Right, this is Luke 13 and 6. He spake also this parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came and sought fruit thereon, and found none. Then said he unto the dresser of his vineyard, Behold, these 3 years I came seeking fruit on this fig tree, and find none. Cut it down. Why cumbereth it the ground? And he answered and said unto him, Lord, let it alone this year also, till I shall dig about it, and dug it. And that's how the Lord looks at us. That's why the scripture says the axe is laid to the root of the tree, man. All trees that bring forth not good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. So we have to be producing, all right? And if it bear fruit, well, and if not, then after that thou shalt cut it down, all right? Okay? So yeah, and that actually happened, matter of fact. This is Mark 11:11. And Yahushua entered into Jerusalem and into the temple, and when he had looked around about all things, and now the eventide was come, he went out unto Bethany with the 12. And on the morrow, when they were from Bethany, he was hungry, and seeing a fig tree afar off, having leaves, he came, if it happily he might find anything thereon. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for the time of figs was not yet. So it wasn't even the time for the figs to be on the tree. And Yahushua answered and said unto it, No man eat fruit of thee hereafter forever. And his disciples heard it. And they came to Jerusalem and went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold and bought in the temple. Well, that was the point. But yeah, he pretty much killed the tree because it is, man, showing you that we have to bear fruit all year round, right? We have to be, as the scripture says, instant in season and out of season, all right? Because this tree wasn't even his time for it to bear fruit, man. All right? It wasn't even time for this tree to bear fruit, but, it was an example for us, how we got to be year round with it, you know, you know. So, hey, the tree didn't bear fruit, so therefore it was hewn down, man. All right, and that could be, any one of us, man. We could remain in the congregation of the dead, man. That I quoted it again. The axe is laid to the root of the tree, man. We have to move like we have pretty much like an axe to our neck, man, so to speak, proverbial axe, All right, that's why Paul said, woe is me if I preach not the gospel. All right. He said, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. Necessity is something that you need. All right. And we need to be saved. We need salvation. All right. We're going to need this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to get us through the times to come. As the scripture says, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is his treasure. All right. So we have to be moving in that fear and producing, at least we fall asleep, lest we be hewn down like this tree. All right. At least we be in the lost souls room. All right. Twice dead. So yeah, I was just thinking about that scene in Beetlejuice, man. And I was thinking about, we were talking about in class yesterday, all these men that, we've seen come and go. They were in the truth at one time, and then they became disenchanted, or just the Lord just took the spirit from them, man. Scriptures talk about being cold or hot. The Lord doesn't deal with the lukewarm, But yeah, that's pretty much the lesson I want to do, man. We don't want to be found in the lost souls room, all right? The hall of shame, so to speak, Because hey, when you watch that clip in that, you know, if you watch that clip in that movie, Beetlejuice, man, they were walking down a hall, you know, when they found the Lost Souls room, you know. A pretty weird scene, but yeah, that's pretty much what I got. Shalom.